Meantime, the United States and Britain have unveiled fresh sanctions against Iran. The US Treasury Department said Washington will target 16 individuals and 2 entities enabling Iran's drone production.
The announcement comes as G7 foreign ministers are in Italy to discuss ongoing tensions in the Middle East, as well as additional support for Ukraine. Giles Gibson with this report.
The US sanctions target Iran's drone and missile programs, as well as the country's defense ministry and the Revolutionary Guard Corps, with US President Joe Biden, as he announced the sanctions, saying that allies and partners will issue additional sanctions and measures to restrict Iran's destabilizing military programs. And indeed, we saw Lord Cameron, the UK Foreign Secretary, here in Capri, announcing simultaneously that the UK will also target Iran's defense ministry, as well as other individuals and organizations linked to the military. And by the end of these G7 foreign minister talks here on the island of Capri, we expect to see coordinated measures by the G7 as a whole to respond to Iran's missile and drone strikes on Israel over the weekend. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian foreign minister Dmytro Kuleba, who's been here meeting with G7 foreign ministers, has accused his Western allies of having a double standard. He said that their strategy, as he described it, for Israel was to prevent damage and death. A clear reference there to the US and the UK assisting Israel in shooting down drones and missiles fired from Iran onto Israeli territory. And then he said when it comes to Ukraine, they only help Ukrainians recover from damage and also express sympathy for deceased Ukrainian civilians. Meanwhile, though, Jens Stoltenberg, the NATO Secretary General, who's also been here in Capri, has said that they are working to try and deliver more Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine. And we've also seen discussions by the foreign ministers here in Italy about how to leverage $300 billion of frozen Russian assets in the West to help Ukraine in its war effort against Russia. Giles Gibson, CNA, on the island of Capri.